Shout out to SeatGeek for sponsoring From the Blue Seats, a New York Rangers podcast. I recently became a brand ambassador for these guys, and let me tell you something. I am glad I did because they are the real deal. SeatGeek is a ticket app that takes all the confusion out of buying tickets. They have a 0 to 10 score on each ticket to let you know if you're getting a good deal or a bad deal. Green means good, red means bad. Your next best night ever is waiting, and SeatGeek has you covered. And that's not all. My listeners can get $20 off their first purchase when they use my code BLUESEATS. That's $20 off your first ticket order with code BLUESEATS. And with these ticket prices that I'm seeing lately, Ranger fans, I would jump on this now. So download the SeatGeek app or go to SeatGeek.com and use my code BLUESEATS for $20 off your first ticket order. SeatGeek, the official ticket app of From the Blue Seats, a New York Rangers podcast. Let there be live.
What is going on, Rangers fans? My name is Jimmy Fanizzi, and this is From the Blue Seats, a New York Rangers podcast on the Hockey Podcast Network. I hope that you are doing well. Make sure you follow us on all social media, Twitter and Instagram at BlueSeats94, and use the hashtag BlueSeats to interact with us on any and all topics at hand. Make sure that you subscribe on all audio platforms as well as on our YouTube channel and hit that notification bell on YouTube so you don't miss a single episode. And also, if you're watching on YouTube, make sure that you smash that like button as well. Helps us out tremendously. Without any further ado, let's drop the puck. All right, first and foremost, I want to apologize that there was no episode last week. My work schedule outside of this has been insane, especially with Thanksgiving happening. Thanksgiving was just absolutely nuts. And by the way, for those in America that celebrated Thanksgiving and for those that celebrated around the world as well, I hope you all had a wonderful holiday with your families, your friends, and all of your other loved ones. I hope it was awesome. But now that Thanksgiving is over and that Christmas, Hanukkah, and Kwanzaa are right around the corner, man, it's going to get even busier. So, again, I apologize for no episode last week, but I hope this makes up for it, as today we got quite a bit to discuss. I am going to discuss the Rangers' hot start to the season, but before I do, got a couple pieces of news that I wanted to discuss, starting with a former New York Ranger, Patrick Kane, as news just came out a little while ago today at the time of this episode that he is signing a one-year contract with the Detroit Red Wings. He spent his first 16 years with the Chicago Blackhawks before a trade to the Rangers last year. He has been rehabbing from hip surgery. He's been out 6 months, and apparently he narrowed his choice down to two Eastern Conference teams. It was either the Florida Panthers or the Toronto Maple Leafs. Now, I did hear from sources that Patrick Kane did relocate his family to Toronto while he was rehabbing from surgery, so indications pointed out there that he might sign with Toronto, but that is no longer the case, as he is now with the Detroit Red Wings, and now he's reunited with his former teammate in Chicago, Alex DeBrincat. And if you look at Detroit, they are one of the more surprising teams in the NHL this season. As of today, at the time of this episode, Detroit is in third place in the Atlantic Division with an 11-6-3 record. So they are definitely showing a lot of positive signs during this rebuild, and they're still a very young team. You have Alex DeBrincat, Lucas Raymond, Dylan Larkin. You have a bunch of young guys. Ville Husso is a really, really solid goaltender. So I don't blame Patrick Kane for wanting to join there. You know, Detroit definitely has a chance to end a 7-year playoff drought after making it for, 25 straight years. Now they're in a 7-year drought of not making the playoffs. But hey, they're showing positive signs of a rebuild. Patrick Kane wants to prove that he belongs on the team, and he did say so himself in an interview recently. I forget where exactly it was. It was a press conference, something like that. That he said he doesn't expect to play first line minutes, nor does he expect to play on the first power play unit. So, hey, he's willing to prove himself, and good for him. I really am rooting for Patrick Kane. And listen, I may have my fun with Patrick Kane. I respect the hell out of him as a player. He's a 3-time Stanley Cup champion. He's a 9-time All-Star, future first ballot Hall of Famer. No questions about it. His short tenure with the Rangers just didn't work out. It just didn't work. He showed flashes, and we'll give him that. But playoffs didn't really show anything. And, it was basically a cup of coffee with the Rangers last season. So I personally thought it didn't make any sense to sign him in the first place, although it was nice to have a future Hall of Famer on the team. But even still, Patrick Kane, I respect him as a player. It didn't work out with the Rangers. I really hope it works out with Detroit, and I hope that he at least makes the playoffs this season. So Patrick Kane, 1-year contract with Detroit. I wish him all the best as he is reunited with Alex DeBrincat. And again, he's got a very young team with Raymond, Larkin, and all those other guys. He's got a really solid team, so I wish Patrick Kane nothing but the best. Another piece of news that I wanted to get into is not so friendly, as the Rangers lost Kaapo Kakko in their game against the Buffalo Sabres, in which they lost 5-1, and what was really an ugly game to begin with. I mean, right from the jump, the Buffalo Sabres were the better team. And listen, I don't care that Buffalo only has 10 wins on the year. They are a scrappy team. They are feisty. They will come at you. And considering the fact that the Buffalo Sabres were coming off a beatdown by the New Jersey Devils the other night, 7-2, you knew that they were going to come into this game extremely hungry to try and get a win. And sure enough, they did. The Buffalo Sabres, to me, are one of those teams that might just have a chance to sneak into one of the wild card spots in the playoffs. I think they will miss out personally, but they're still going to be competitive all season long. That is a young team with a lot of talent. I mean, Alex Tuch, Peyton Krebs, their goaltender against the Rangers, Pekka Luukkonen, was an absolute stonewall. You still got Jeff Skinner in the fold. You got a bunch of talented guys on that roster. How they only have 10 wins on the year, I'll never know. But they are going to be feisty. They're going to be competitive, and they're going to make you work. And that is exactly what they did to the Rangers in that last game. But to add injury to insult, rather, Kaapo Kakko suffered what looked like a really nasty leg/knee injury, and he is definitely going to be on long-term injury reserve. How long he's going to be out for, we don't know. At the time of this episode, I keep hearing at least 4 to 6 months. I kept hearing from another source he might be done for the season. I don't know anything yet. I'm no doctor. There is no news that broke yet, but if something does break during this episode, I will certainly let you know. But as far as I know right now, it looks like it could be a 4 to 6 month injury, but losing him is huge. I mean, look, I know he hasn't been all that impressive this season, and I really, really wanted to see him try and build some success. But, this is just another really, really bad setback for Kaapo Kakko in his development with the Rangers. So I wish him nothing but the best, but part of me is actually worried that, this might be the last time we see him as a Ranger. Now, I know that's probably not the case, so don't jump me, but that is my fear. Will it happen? I don't think so, but if and when he does come back, I just hope that he can finally have a chance to prove himself and get developed the right way, because I really, really love Kaapo Kakko a lot, and I want to see him succeed. So that injury against the Sabres really, really did not look pretty. Looks like a 4-6 month thing. So just another bad thing to add onto a really bad loss by the Rangers against the Sabres. And again, really, it was a 5-1 loss. They did not look good at all. The only plus side is that Mika Zibanejad scored on the power play. Well, actually, 2. Zibanejad scoring on the power play, Artemi Panarin getting to 30 points on the year with the assist on Mika Zibanejad's power play goal. It finally seems to look like Zibanejad is starting to heat up a little bit. So hopefully that continues to trend in the right direction for Zibby. But other than that, nothing really positive to say. I mean, the defense left Igor out to dry. No, he did not look his best, but even still, the defense left him out to dry. So as a result, Igor lets in 4 or 5 goals. I say 4 because of the empty netter. But even still, just a really, really ugly loss by the Rangers. One that you wish you could take back. But hey, they got a game against Detroit coming up tomorrow at the time of this episode on Wednesday, November 29th, ironically against Patrick Kane and the Red Wings. So that should be very, very interesting. And Detroit's going to be nothing to sneeze at either. Again, like I said, they're showing a lot of positive signs in a rebuild. And they're definitely going to be another scrappy team that the Rangers need to buckle down and watch out for. So I'm really curious to see how the Rangers will respond. But we'll see what happens. Now, I am going to talk about the Rangers' red-hot start to the season, despite losing to the Buffalo Sabres the other night. But first, a quick word from our sponsors.
Bet the action on the ice with DraftKings Sportsbook. New customers can bet $5 on hockey and score $150 instantly in bonus bets. Now, I'm already looking at some early Hart Trophy odds here. I'm looking at Connor McDavid at plus 300, Austin Matthews at plus 400. If it were up to me, I would go with Austin Matthews. But again, that's just me. What you want to bet on is up to you. Download DraftKings now and use our code THPN. New customers can get $150 instantly in bonus bets for betting just $5 on hockey. That's code THPN only at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NHL. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.1800gambler.net. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY at 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly on behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas. 21 plus, age varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. See sportsbook.draftkings.com/hockey terms for eligibility and deposit restrictions, terms, and responsible gambling resources. NHL and the NHL Shield are registered trademarks of the National Hockey League. Copyright NHL 2023, all rights reserved. The holiday season. It's a great time of year, but let's face it, it can also be one of the most chaotic times of the year. Think about it, all that shopping and decorating, visiting people you don't like. Okay, look, all jokes aside, it may be too early to start decorating for the holidays, but it's never too early to start your holiday shopping. Why not take care of it now before the crowds and packed calendars make shopping a total nightmare, especially when you can get some of the best deals of the season right now before Black Friday. You can shop for Raycon products right now and save up to 50% off because their early Black Friday sale is going on now. You've heard me talk about Raycons before. I mentioned how I like to use them to make my own summer soundtrack with my everyday earbuds. And trust me, if I were you, I would get my hands on these bad boys. A 32-hour battery life and a perfect in-ear fit so they never ever fall out of your ears. Even when you're getting a good workout in, these earbuds are worth it. To get everyone in the holiday shopping spirit a bit early, Raycon is currently offering 20% off everything on their site, with select products up to 50% off. So beat the crowds and save now. Trust me, you do not want to miss out on Raycon's early Black Friday sale. Hurry now to buyraycon.com/THPN to get 20 to 50% off site-wide. That's buyraycon.com/THPN to score up to 50% off Raycon products. That's buyraycon.com/THPN. Raycon, power up your everyday.
All right, we are back, and I forgot to mention this earlier, and I apologize. Because of the injury to Kaapo Kakko, this just coming in about an hour ago, the Rangers have called up Johnny Brzezinski and Adam Edstrom from Hartford, and they also sent down defenseman Connor Mackey. So that also shows you that they are going to be without Kaapo Kakko for at least 4 to 6 months. Again, nothing is confirmed yet. As soon as I hear something, I will definitely let you know on that. But Johnny Brzezinski and Adam Edstrom have been called up from Hartford as a result of the Kaapo Kakko injury. Now, with that being said, let's talk about the Rangers' just really incredible start to the season, because at the time of this episode, they are 15-4-1. They have 34 points. They are in first place in the Metropolitan Division, and they are also in first place in the NHL because Boston ended up shockingly losing to the Columbus Blue Jackets the other night, which I don't know how you lose to the Blue Jackets, but that's just me. But I digress. But the Rangers, as of right now, are sitting very pretty on top of the NHL with 15 wins. Colorado also has 15 wins, but Colorado has 6 losses. The Rangers only have 4. Carolina's not that far off, though. They have 24 points. They're 12-8-0. They're in second place in the Metro. Philly is surprisingly in third place at 11-9-1 with 23 points. The Capitals are 10-6-2 in fourth place. Islanders are 8-6-6. The Penguins are 10-10-0. They're a 500 team, etc., etc. I'm just shocked that the New Jersey Devils are 9-9-1. I was not expecting that, to be honest with you. No jokes, I'm being dead serious here. As much as I like to poke fun at the Devils, I was not expecting them to be 7th in the Metro, but that's just me. And then, of course, you have the Blue Jackets, who are 7-12-4. But anyway, I'm getting sidetracked here. I apologize. Despite the fact that the Rangers are off to a 15-4-1 start, are there concerns about it? I was asked this question, actually, by our very own Kyle Manifold here on the Hockey Podcast Network when I was streaming Rangers Penguins last week. And he asked me straight up if I was concerned at all about the Rangers' hot start. And I'll be honest, my answer is yes. Because they still are showing spurts where they have a hard time getting clean shots off. And they still show spurts of where they're not helping their goaltender enough. And they're still showing spurts where, they try to go for the pretty pass too much. So, despite the hot start, I am concerned that all of those factors combined are going to come back and bite them in the ass, and they are going to become ice cold. But again, it's only 20 games into the season. You never know. The trend could continue, which I hope it does personally, and the trend could go downward. Now, look, obviously, you are not going to win every single game in the NHL. It's hard to win 82 games, obviously. Nobody ever wins 82 games in the NHL. It's literally impossible. Now, look, if you want to look at the positives to this Rangers hot start, obviously you look at Artemi Panarin, who's having an amazing start to the year. Chris Kreider, as usual, doing his thing. Alexis Lafreniere is finally starting to show why he was selected number 1 overall in 2020. And again, I hated it when it first happened, but I am very happy that Alexis Lafreniere is proving me wrong so far and going out there and having a ton of success so far. Their defense, despite the fact that they still have their spurts where they don't help out their goalie, they have been much better as of late. They still try to look for the pretty pass every now and then, but quite more often than not, they do work. But they still need to work on getting more crisp, clean shots on net instead of A, whiffing on them, and B, shooting them way far off that they go either off the glass or just out of play. So again, my main concerns with the Rangers' hot start are those 3 things. Not getting crisp, clean shots, not helping out your goalie. Although again, in the case with the Sabres, yes, Shesty did not look his best, but even still, the defense left him out to dry. That's just my opinion. But anyway, I am concerned. They need to get more crisp, clean shots, stop going for the pretty passes so much, and clog up the zone as much as possible if you are the defense. Now, there is good news out of this. Adam Fox is expected to return tomorrow against the Detroit Red Wings. So that is major for the Rangers defense. One of the best defensive players is coming back. But again, losing Capo Caco is not great. So I do have my concerns with the Rangers start, but at the same time, I'm very, very happy that they have this great start. I just hope it continues to trend in the right direction rather than it going absolutely ice cold and all of a sudden now they're at the bottom of the barrel of the National Hockey League. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but even still, it is something to be concerned about. Let me know what you think Am I crazy or do I have a point? Let me know on Twitter and Instagram at BlueSeats94. Use the hashtag BlueSeats. Also, if you're watching on YouTube, leave a comment below letting me know what you think about this. Are you concerned at all about the Rangers' hot start to the season? Again, let me know on social media using hashtag BlueSeats and leave a comment down below if you're watching on YouTube. That's going to do it for this episode of From the Blue Seats, a New York Rangers podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you enjoyed this content and want to keep on hearing or seeing more, make sure you not only smash that like button if you're watching on YouTube, but also subscribe and hit that bell so you stay notified of every single video. Also, make sure you subscribe on all audio platforms as well, Apple, Google, Spotify, wherever, and rate us 5 stars. It would mean the world to us. Again, make sure you follow us on social media as well, Twitter, Instagram, at BlueSeats94, and use the hashtag BlueSeats to interact with us. And again, huge shout outs to our sponsor, SeatGeek. Use code BlueSeats at checkout for $20 off your first ticket purchase. Again, that's code BlueSeats by downloading the SeatGeek app or go to SeatGeek.com. Until the next episode, I'm Jimmy Fanizzi. This is From the Blue Seats, a New York Rangers podcast. Go Blue Shirts, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.